Premier League action returns to Villa Park as Aston Villa take on Bournemouth this afternoon, with Villa looking to pick up from where they left off against Bologna in the Champions League on Tuesday night. This clash is set to be an entertaining one as Villa are on a 2-month unbeaten charge, but Bournemouth up to 11th in the Premier League table. Welcome along to Match Day Live with myself, Kate Tracey, alongside the returning Ahmed Elmohamady and making his Match Day debut as well, Thomas Hitzlsperger. I absolutely butchered that. So sorry, yeah, no, Thomas. But welcome along then. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really well. It's so good to be back. I've seen a few games in the past, but first day, as you said, for me, debut here with you, with Ahmed together. I'm excited.
How is it being back then pitch side for you?
It's always special. Of course, those are the moments when you think, like, I want to get back onto the pitch, especially when the team is doing so well. But overall, it's just nice to be back.
Good. I'm so pleased that you are. And of course, you have been doing a lot, though, for Villa in terms of co-commentary again. You're doing that later on today, aren't you?
I am, yeah. I've done it again this season against West Ham. So hopefully I'm adding some luck to the team. Yeah,
and of course, Elma, you're back for more again. We didn't see you against Bologna, but how did you enjoy the game?
Yeah, it was great. To be fair, it's been an exciting week. The win against Fulham away was very, very good. And then back it up against Bologna. Champions League now, 3 games, 3 wins, so clean sheet as well. So yeah, it was a great night for the fans. You can see the atmosphere here at Villa Park in the Champions League nights. So it was great, and hopefully today 3 points to complete the week and to get a little bit up in the table as well.
And to complete then that unbeaten charge that I spoke about beforehand, 2 months now, and of course it is just all going in the right direction for Villa at present, isn't it? Now, Thomas, of course, it would be remiss of us to have you back here without looking back at some of your previous goals. So we've managed to condense it into a very small little highlights package with a few of your goals previously. So hopefully talk us through some of these, some of your finest moments, your finest memories that you had at Villa.
Well, I guess they're all long-distance shots because people were teasing me saying I can't score from within the box. But they were all special. This one in particular against Arsenal. I always say people forget that I nutmegged Thierry Henry before I scored, which matters a lot to me. Yeah. But overall, no, I think there were some nice goals. I wish I had scored even more. But overall, the memories are great. The team back then, the guys, they're really, really brilliant. And that was the beginning of my career and fond memories.
Yeah, and then in terms of that, you talk about the fond memories. Just to pick out one in particular for you, what would be that one?
It's got to be the goal against the Blues. Yeah. We played here at Villa Park. I scored in front of the whole tent, and that will always stay with me, and I guess with some people who were there on that day.
Yeah, exactly. So many people will still remember that here today. Now, we talk about Villa's form and everything that has come recently with them, and really it only feels like there's one place to start against Bologna on Tuesday night as Aston Villa went top of the Champions League table.
Goes, and Aston Villa beat Bologna in the Champions League by 2-0.
It's become easy, hasn't it, this Champions League lark? And I know that, of course, Villa had experience previously in the Conference League of last year, but now to bring that into the Champions League and to make it look as effortless as they have done. I know there were moments with Bologna, but generally speaking, Villa had the upper hand, Thomas.
Well, absolutely. I think the first highlight was the Bayern Munich game, where Villa played slightly different, more defensive, but it's still winning the game. And Bologna, most people know they're a very good side, but to come here again, winning 2-0, not conceding a goal means so much, and we just saw John Duran scoring as a starter as well, meant so much for him, and it just shows the value for the team he has.
And talking about John Duran, Elmo, of course we did see his reaction after being subbed off when he was due to come off anyway, because Ollie Watkins was ready to come on. But I know that a few people said, oh, is that a sign of immaturity still from him? I feel that most people have realised that's just a sign of a winner, and he just wants to stay on.
Of course, yeah. As a player, you know, you want to play, you want to score goals, especially strikers, you know. And to be fair, you know, to him, he started the game and he did very well through the game, except, you know, he scored a goal. Of course, for the striker, everything he wants to score all the time. But to start the game, and he played very well. And to be fair, you know, the game against Bologna was so many positive stuff, you know. Of course, the 3 points was the main thing, but to see Big Duran starting a game and to score a goal, it's fantastic. You know, it's just not only coming from the bench and score goals. Sober John McGinn coming back from injury as well, and he scored his first Champions League goal. Was so many positive after that game, you know, and you can see, you know, the reaction from Duran. You can see from the manager as well, from the coaching staff, they're happy to see a player like that. He wants to stay on, he wants to score more goals. But you got Ollie Watkins coming in as well, you know, top scorer. So we are happy and we are lucky to have these 2 strikers with us at Aston Villa.
Now, talking of goals, we're going to have a look back at some of those. Of course, you just said there about John McGinn's. A slight bit of fortune with that, really. But it was great to see him, though, Thomas, scoring this. And
well,
again, a well-worked set piece, will we say?
I'm glad we're talking about it, because this brings back some memories. I know this position, and people are practicing it so often, because you've got to aim for that second post, the far post, because if nobody gets to the end of it, nobody touches it, it still goes in. And these things happen over and over again. It's so brilliant to the execution, because most of the time somebody touches the ball, but if it doesn't get touched by anybody, it still goes in, and that's the beauty of it. And I remember scoring goals like this. Not many, but to see John McGinn doing it was extra special.
And on John McGinn, the fact, Elmo, from a championship to scoring in the Champions League now, the rise is remarkable.
Of course, yeah, you know, it's been so many, you know, great memories for John McGinn, you know, scoring at Wembley against Derby in the playoff final, and now scoring in the Champions League. Been 6 years for him. It's unbelievable, you know. I was so delighted to see him back and score. I was so happy for him. I was just next to Chris, and I said, hopefully no one touched that ball, because I wanted John to score, you know. So yeah, it was great, you know. It's, you know, set pieces is so important, like we said before, and we score again from a set piece, you know. It's so important in the game. So John is the kind of the player, you know, and every manager wants him in his team, because he works his socks off. He works so hard for the team. Any position he can play, holding midfield, he can play in the right, in the left, like he did against Bologna. So it was great to see him back, and he's great for the team, and he starts again today, which is good for the team as well.
Now, if John McGinn's goal was a bit of fortune, what was John Duran's? Because this was skill again. We've seen a different type of goal from him in every sense, but John Duran's goal there was really quite something.
I think, yeah, Ahmed said earlier, if you see Ollie Watkins on the sidelines about to come on for you, he was so desperate to score and bring his body in. At his age, he's still such a young player, but his strength is so important for the team. And not only can he score with his head, but also getting in there, getting his body in and scoring is really, really important, because you need all these players. Such a long season, and it started ever so well. And I was pleased for him to score because, brings up more of his confidence.
And it just seems he's a player, Elmo, where he just livens the crowd, livens the fans, and he gets everyone excited. Of course, we saw him starting the other day, but previous to that, as soon as he's warming up on the sidelines there and he takes his bib off, the whole roar of Villa Park goes up. Of
course, yeah, he had a great start of the season, scored many goals, and in the Champions League as well, he's getting experience now, he's coming on every game in the Premier League scoring, and now starting in the Champions League, which is giving him more confidence, more experience in the Champions League. And you can see, don't forget he's still 20 years old, and in this goal as well, is a top striker, can use his body very well. And to be fair, it's a great work from Morgan. He brought a great ball in, and he uses his body very, very well, and he scored, You can see Ollie Watkins coming on the line. It's just, I want this goal before I come off. And he get his reward, and he was a man of the match as well, which is great for him. It gives him more confidence, and it will help the team in the coming games as well.
And just how much of a feat is this for Villa now? The fact that they're on top of the Champions League table, 0 goals conceded, 6 goals scored. Is there anything that wasn't perfect so far?
No, it was perfect start. It's not easy. Playing in the Champions League for the first time. For how many years? It's not easy. And for how many players in the club now, they didn't play in the Champions League before. So it's a good experience. But don't forget, we got a manager who's experienced in Europe, and he knows how to deal with these games. We spoke about Bayern Munich game. It's a type of the games how to prepare your team. Sometimes you have to be defensive. Sometimes you have to to press from the front. So we did very well in the Champions League, like you said. Clean sheet in the 3 games, and you played 2 top teams like Bologna and Bayern Munich. It's a great start for us.
And Thomas, how far do you think Villa can go in the competition? Is the top 8 now something they should really be striving for?
Well, at the moment it doesn't get any better. Top of the league, of the new Champions League format. No, it's going to be a long season. Everybody knows that. But to look at it right now, where you think it's more or less perfect what they've done, 3 different type of teams they've played, and they've managed to win all 3 games. Yes, top 8 where it stands right now. I think it would be disappointing not to be in the top 8. And it's always the key is the manager, because he always wants to get better and better. He seems to work even more every day, and that is the basic that you need to do. And I'm so impressed, and I'm not the only one. And I'm sure Villa will stay in those top 8 for in the group stages.
Well, here's hoping so anyway. I mean, it's just unbelievable, isn't it? But yeah, here's hoping that Villa's form can continue in the Champions League. Now we have team news to bring you for today's game against Bournemouth. So, starting with Aston Villa, of course, Emi Martinez in goal. Matty Cash comes in at right back. Ezri Konsa therefore moves over into the centre. He's been solid in that central defence. Pau Torres is also in defence as well, alongside Luca Dean at left back. Captain John McGinn over on the right. Amadou Onana and Tielemans in the centre. Jacob Ramsey on the left. Morgan Rogers, who is just the stalwart of the starting 11, sitting just behind Ollie Watkins, who gets his call-up once again at the front of the line. Now we talk about the Aston Villa team, and a few surprises, few changes perhaps in there, Elmo, but we've got such a strong starting 11 and on the bench as well.
Of course, yeah. The good thing is everyone is back fit now. You got a big squad, you got a squad depth now, and so many games coming. You play in the Premier League, Champions League, Carabao Cup coming in the midweek. So every single player in the team now will have a part to play in the coming games. So it's good to see the rotation the manager is doing at the minute, because everyone has to stay fit for the big games. So yeah, Ezri is back now, starting in a centre half. He missed the Fulham. He's back from injury, and now Cash is back after he rested in the midweek. So it's a few rotation, few fresh legs today. So hopefully I can get the 3 points.
Yes, and again we just talk about that strength and depth there, Thomas, that Aston Villa have, that you can rotate, you can do these things, and you can match up your tactics then, your players, compared to the opposition that you're facing. And that looks a good lineup against Bournemouth, because when you look at that left back position with Luca Dean, I feel on that left hand side we might just need that little bit more of a defensive mentality.
Well, it's not only down to the back 4 to defend. I mean, nowadays in the modern game, every manager will tell you, it takes all players to really support the back 4 and make life easier for them. What I think with Pau Torres in particular, what is so important with him, he starts to play. So you don't need a back 4 to just defend, they also need to start to play. And this team, whoever is going to come in or is being dropped for the moment, it's the idea of football. So the manager sets the tone, and he knows, because he's so ambitious, and he said it publicly, he wants to win a trophy next. And that's why you need the depth in the squad, and you need players to step in with different qualities. We see it up front with John Duran and Ollie Watkins. It just works because the idea is bigger than the individual.
And we should just briefly mention the Bournemouth lineup as well, because they have got a few changes there. And of course, we've just talked about Aston Villa's lineup in comparison to Bournemouth. So Kepa Arrizabalaga is out of goal. Then Travers comes in his place. Kirkes gets a start on the left-hand side. Senisi in the centre. Zabani is in there as well as Arutho. So that back line is the exact same. Cook is in the centre of midfield along with Christie. Semenyo Kluivert gets his start after he came on last week against Arsenal. and Utara is over on the left. Unai is up front, Evan Nielsen on the bench. So Thomas, that was something you were interested to know about, where Evan Nielsen was going to be.
Well, yeah, I'm surprised to see him on the bench, but it's similar. You know, you've got another team with a Basque manager. They know each other so well, Iriola and Unai Emery. But you know, Bournemouth, they're really exciting to watch, and that's why today I'm kind of looking forward to a really exciting game, end-to-end stuff going forward. It's more about having possession, winning it back, transition period. So I think everybody here today will have a lot of fun watching.
Now, Elmo, I'm going to get your thoughts on Bournemouth in just a minute, because a player that we need to talk more about, though, is, of course, Pau Torres and how well he has done. He's almost been a slightly unheralded player, it feels like, so far for Aston Villa, but he's had an amazing time of things, of course, those clean sheets in the Champions League as well. He's been instrumental in defence, and he spoke to our media team earlier on in the week.
Pau, good to see you. Another great victory in the Champions League on Tuesday night. What did you make of the performance and the result?
Yes, a really good result for us in the Champions League this week. We were facing every game trying to get 3 points. It's so important for us how we start this competition. So yeah, we are really happy knowing that if we are in our highest level, we can face each team and try to beat them, and we are doing really well.
Yeah, how nice is it to see the team at the top of the table as well in the new Champions League format? You've obviously got the league, the league table.
It's nice. We know that still a lot of hard work to do. So we want to keep it, but we know that will be difficult as well. Still many games to play, and too many points. We need to go step by step. Now in 2 weeks we will have another difficult game away against Brooks. So yeah, we will prepare the game to win as well, but will be difficult for sure.
And the victory against Bologna made it 10 games unbeaten for the team. How pleased are you with the consistency that you've shown in all competitions so far?
It means that the team is working really well, being always focused in each game. It's difficult when you are playing 3 games in a week, stay always fit and focused in the games. But we are doing really good work as well in the recovery session. We are preparing with the coach every game really well, and we are confident. We know that we can win in any stadium. We are feeling comfortable as well here at home. So yeah, we are going to keep this work in the future, and hopefully with the same results.
And Tuesday was your 50th game for Aston Villa. How, have you found your journey here so far, and how much are you enjoying it?
Yes, very quick. Just one year and a few months since I came here. I'm really happy for how it's going, everything. I'm feeling comfortable as well with the teammates. Yeah, and I just want to say thank you as well for the fans. They are always supporting the team. We can feel it on the field, and yeah, hopefully 15 more coming.
Yeah, the defence has been a huge talking point so far for Villa in the season, because, Thomas, I guess earlier on with Villa in the campaign, it almost became a bit of a running joke that they can't keep clean sheets and they have to score, 3 goals a game to be able to win. But at least in the Champions League anyway, it's really come to the fore, and Pau Torres has been instrumental in that.
Well, again, and I know the manager knows that much better than everybody else, to say, when you're in possession, you're vulnerable when you lose the ball, and I think he's worked on that even better, and it's interesting to see that in the Champions League it works even better with no goals conceded so far. But Pau Torres has been instrumental in possession, but first and foremost, he's a defender, and he knows how to defend as well. Overall, it's just, brilliant. It's just that challenge now to stay at that level, never switching off, for 90 or even 100 minutes, to to be alert and make no mistake, and that's the challenge.
We saw that probably most significantly against Bayern Munich, Elmo, the fact that Villa weren't exactly holding on, but they were resolute in defence because Bayern were coming at them.
Of course, yeah, you're playing against one of the top teams in Europe, so, and one of the top strikers in Europe as well, Harry Kane, and we defended very well, especially Diego and Pau, both of them who had a fantastic game. We've spoken about Pau. Since he came here to the club, to be honest, he's been unbelievable. He's one of the best, you know, in Europe now. He got experience in European football as well. That helped, you know, the players around him. He played Villarreal in Europa League before, so he got this experience and he can throw it to other players in the team. And he's been fantastic. You know, he got the composure on the ball. You know, especially the way the managers play. You know, building up from the back. He got the ball and he got the assists as well. And he can score goals. You know. So was unlucky against Bayern Munich that his goal being rolled out. You know, he scored a fantastic finish from a centre half as well. So yeah, Pau got this experience and he can give it to Diego, Ezri. Tyrone Mings is back now to the team as well. He can push him. So yeah, we are lucky, you know, to have a centre half like him. You know, before he came to the club, I remember, you know, there's a few big clubs in Europe, you know, wants him, but he chooses Villa. He knows the managers very well, the coaching stuff, and he works very well and he works very hard, and he's a very humble guy as well.
He's a multifaceted player, though, isn't he? Like I say, he's got a whole load of ability in every part of the park, so good that we can at least give him that acknowledgement. But plenty more build-up to the game in just a few.
Hey, geezer.
All right, Oz.
Let's play Villa Park.
As long as I'm left wing.
Please, Lord, just let me play for the Villa.
Pass. Who knows high line practice? To your right. Go to the right. Hold the line, Rob.
Unai, I've got this. I'm ready to play.
Who's that? Do you want me through the middle or on the left?
Have you seen my Preds?
Number 11, the Prince of Darkness.
Who's that? The biggest frontman to ever come out of Birmingham.
This is the Emery Martinez Masterclass.
We go all the way next time. Up the Villa!
Up the Villa!
Up the Villa! Up the Villa!
The Villa!
Up the Villa! Up the Villa! Up the Villa!
Aston Villa, after 13 years away, return to European football.
Come on, we've got our game to play.
Leo Bailey for Aston Villa. Again, it's 1-0. Still walking. Oh, what a finish. What a fantastic finish that is.
Oi! Go and play up your own end.
Come on, love. Leave him alone.
welcome back to Matchday Live with me, Kate Tracey, Thomas Hitzlsperger and Ahmed Elmohamady previewing Aston Villa versus Bournemouth. Now, a really good initiative and incentive then from the club today because, of course, today's match is marking the Premier League No Room for Racism initiative, highlighting the ongoing commitment to tackle all forms of discrimination and promote diversity within football. And also today, we have a very special group of mascots. All our youngsters are relatives of former or serving military personnel through our very own Military Lions Club. Now, Aston Villa is proud to support the Royal British Legion in raising much needed funds to help people in the armed forces community. Every donation to the Poppy Appeal provides pivotal support to veterans, serving personnel and their families through such difficulties such as homelessness, unemployment and poor mental health. The players will wear the Poppy shirt at our upcoming away game against Tottenham on the 3rd of November. And now these match-worn shirts will be signed, made available to purchase in an auction through the match-worn shirt during November and December, with funds raised going to the Royal British Legion. So loads of good initiatives there, loads of things for you to get involved with as well. But back to today's game, guys. Thomas, Bournemouth, we've touched upon them briefly there, but what exactly are we expecting from them today? Of course, they're coming here on the back of a notable success against Arsenal.
Well, of course, Arsenal had a player sent off in the first half, which obviously supported Bournemouth's style of play. But overall, it's similar to Villa. You know, the style of play is so unique. It's aggressive. It's high up the pitch. And Iraola, you know, he's very aggressive in playing against lower teams in the table, but also playing the top teams in the same fashion. He's asking his players to be up front, transition periods, you know, to be clinical when they're finishing off. They should have scored more goals. I looked into the stats. They expected goals as 14 as opposed to 10 they scored. And that's why I said, don't underestimate this team. They're lower in the table as they should be, I guess.
Yeah, when you actually look at the heads-to-heads, Elmo, between Aston Villa and Bournemouth, it's actually very level. But then, of course, last year we did see that dominant display of Villa over Bournemouth then early on. But then, of course, Bournemouth, they have got a game in them to be able to push a side like Villa.
Of course, yeah. You spoke about the manager, you know, it's both our managers, you know, they're the same school, so it's going to be a tough game. I remember the game against Bournemouth away from home last season, you know, they gave us a very, very hard time. But we were lucky, you know, we got Ollie Watkins in the team and he scored in very, very good goals. So it's always tough against Bournemouth because the way they play, they got players, you know, they can hurt you. And of course, when you come in from a win against Arsenal, it always gives you confidence, you know, and they can see they put Arsenal under pressure, they press them high, they make them make mistakes, and you see Saliba got sent off, they play behind, they got players running behind, so we have to be careful because we play high line. So they know, the coach and staff analyze their game against Arsenal, they know they have some players are good, some players are quick, especially both wingers, you know, so we have to be careful. And the midfield is important, you know, the way they both teams play. So we got a very strong midfield today with Telemans, Onana, John McGinn will be helpful there as well, Jacob Ramsey and Morgan. So we got a lot of players in the midfield today, and then I think this is the main idea of the manager, to make sure our midfield are, you know, so many players there, and you can't hurt him, you know, from the fullback. Dini likes to go forward, Kashi likes to go forward. This is the idea of the manager today, to hurt them from our fullbacks.
It's going to be a fascinating game, like I say, with two teams that are very much on the front foot. And Emma, you just said there about Villa's high line. We have seen that exploited to an extent, just by a few little issues earlier on, notably probably Ipswich for Aston Villa. But of course, Bournemouth will be live to that, as you just said.
Of course, yeah, you know, always when you play high line, it's always risky, you know, but we did very well, you know, a lot of games, maybe the game against Fulham when they hit the long ball from the goalkeeper. But we have to be very careful because when you play against quick players, you know, they always can hurt you if you're not at it, you know, so we have to be at it today. And I'm delighted to see Ezri back to centre half because he got this strength, he got his speed as well, can help in that. And then you got Kashi and Dini both quick, so they can help as well at the back line. So hopefully we can get it right today because, like I said, you know, they put Arsenal under pressure, they make them make mistakes, so hopefully no mistakes today, and hopefully we can come out with the clean sheet as well.
And the two managers know each other so well, of course, from their time in La Liga previously with Iraola and Unai Emery. And talking of Unai Emery, he had his usual press conference yesterday before today's game.
2 years since I arrived here with the coaches, with the structure we have here. We are being very demanding, and we were starting always trying to be better in each moment we were working here, and we achieved some objective quick, but still a lot of work to do. And now, when we are achieving the objective we can face each season, it's very important to work hardly to keep it. And this is the target with the players, with the club, with the owners, with the supporters, with the coaches, myself, every day. And in football, very difficult, very demanding team, at home, away. They are playing always with the same style, pressing a lot, being competitive, duels. They are playing so active in everything, quick. They have individual very good players. The structure is strong structure. The coach is progressing and improving a lot. And really, to beat them, to get tomorrow 3 points, I know it's going to be very difficult. And we will need the players full energy, full focus, really being clinical in every decision we can have tomorrow, and the supporters behind us. Heart, we can feel, is through the supporters. They are the most important in each club, in each team, because we are playing for them. And they are still being for all their life supporting and feeling something for Aston Villa. And we are professional. Of course, when I am in each team I played or I coached, I am really feeling strongly as well my heart there. And now it's here. And to connect with the supporters is when we are playing in Villa Park at the beginning, of course, a lot. And then when we are playing away, they are traveling to be with us as well. And my concern is always trying to get them close to us and getting the same energy and the same happy moment, getting our objective and playing when we are in the way. And for me, Villa Park is something special, so special to play there, to be with them, try to win. I can't forget we were 15 matches in a row winning there, and was because they were supporting us and we were feeling really, really strong in Villa Park. This is, again, my objective, try to play at home, playing with 11 players and with 12 players with the supporters behind us.
Always great to hear from Professor Unai, isn't it? And he is just an incredible person to listen to, Thomas. And I don't know how much experience you've had with him kind of personally or anything like that, but he is just an unbelievable human being.
Well, he is indeed, and people here love him, not just because they see the football the team's playing, his work ethic. I think he's such a great role model, and also he leaves the impression he loves being at this football club, and that's what people want to feel, and he gets that every day. He understands the club, he gives people what they want to see, and that's why I can't get enough of him. Unfortunately, never had the pleasure to talk to him, but it seems like he's working 24/7, and that's the result.
And that's what he demands from his players as well then, Elmo, isn't it? But the players probably don't mind that. If they see how hard he is working, they are willing to match that.
And this is one word he always uses in the press conference: demand. Every training session, in every game, he's demanding a lot of things, from the players. And you can see, since he came to the football club, to be fair, I'm a big fan of the manager, but even before he came here, the stuff he done at Villarreal, stuff he's done is Sevilla as well, PSG. He's a fantastic man, his idea about football is different. So, since he came to the club, it's been fantastic 2 years. To take the club from 16 in the league and to qualify first year, to the Conference League, and then now in the Champions League, it's like a dream, to the fans. So we are lucky to have someone like him. Of course, you speak to some players. I played with John McGinn, Konsa, Kashi, Oli Watkins. You see their level of play now is a different player. They are absolutely different, so they take their level in a different way. So it's coming back to the manager, the training ground, the stuff he does in the training ground. I've been twice with the club, you know, pre-season in USA, and you see the work he put, you know, in every training session, how to move the players, you know, and it's just, you know, I never see a manager like him. To be fair, you know, I was just talking to John McKean, you know, and told him, you know, I hoped that, you know, I played with someone like him, you know, because he will improve you as a player, put you on a different level, and you can see now all the players now. And to be fair, you know, it's good to have someone like him, some experienced manager like him in Europe, and you know, you can see the results now. We're in the Champions League, in the top 4 in the Premier League, and this is what he wants to achieve more. He wants to bring a trophy to this football club. So this is what he's looking for in this year and the next year.
As you say, only 2 years he has been here for, which feels like a lifetime already, but at the same time, like no time at all.
Happy to be here. Our ambition is going to be together. My objective will be to play with Aston Villa in Europe.
Still it goes to Bailey, scores! The Unai Emery era is off the mark.
It's Watkins peeling away at the far post, keeps it alive by Tracey. 1-0 to Aston Villa. But it's like the good times are back at Aston Villa. You can feel it in the atmosphere. And an opportunity for Ramsey, and then Barney Watkins, and Aston Villa lead 2-0. And Aston Villa, after 13 years away, return to European football.
The ball back out to Matty Cash. Cash with the cross in, and the header goes on in last, and it's John McGinn. The captain comes to the rescue. Leo Bailey for Aston Villa. Oh yes! Leo Bailey for Aston Villa. Villa take the lead. Step over one way, makes room. It comes across. McGinn. It's 1-0. John McGinn, the skipper. What a fantastic move.
Tielemans, right man, right place, right finish, and the right time for Aston Villa. And that is the one that they need. On the foot here. Durant! Oh. It's 3-3 in the most extraordinary fashion.
Corner that Tielemans takes. Oh, what a corner! And what a start for Aston Villa.
Luca Digne.
And that's run back.
Touch Yuri Tielemans. Oh, it's in! And Aston Villa have the lead. It's Yuri Tielemans.
Tielemans, a lovely ball in. Finished off on the back post.
The ball and picked out John Durant. Neuer nearly caught it. No, that John Durant. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And it comes. Testing the goalkeeper's got all the way in. John McGinn. He's arriving at the near post. Rogers looking in towards John Durant. It had to be. Lovely work. And as things stand, they sit pretty at the top of the Champions League table. They've played 3, they've won 3.
It's been quite something, hasn't it, in just 2 years, Thomas, what he's been able to achieve. And it was a surprise to some that he even decided to join Aston Villa at that time in his career, when, of course, Villa were really in the slumps at that point. He was doing so well.
We shouldn't be surprised. We know how big the club is. So
true,
for him,
big club.
And also, I think, you know, due to the fact that he was at Arsenal and he couldn't finish the job there, he wants to come back into the Premier League and just really prove a point. And he's done that. What struck me was his phrase, "I don't want to waste any time here." You know, you hear managers day in, day out, they keep saying the same things, which is, you know, I don't blame them for it. But he came up with this phrase, "I don't want to waste any time," which I think sums him up every day. He works hard and he gets better and better, and that's what I think is brilliant. And it's almost a miracle what he's done in those 2 years. And we talked about it before. People love him, and for the right reasons.
And Aston Villa, as a football club, Elmo, was so clever to say to Unai, right, bring on your entire team. Damian Vidagani, Monchi to come as well. So he's got everyone he could want around him to keep him as happy as he could be here.
Yeah, of course, you know, kind of the manager, he got experience, so you have to give him some power, you know, and he brought in the coaching staff. You got Damian in the first place, and then Monchi the year after. They've been very important to this football club. You can see the type of the players they brought to the club. They're not going out and buying, you know, 7 70, 80 million player. You know, they buy in the players. You know, they know how to get the best out of them, how to improve the team. You know, this is the main focus. You know, and to be fair, you know, all the coaching stuff has been class. Even the under 23s club from Spain as well, which is the same idea. You know, you have to put it to the under 23. You know, the players coming from the academy, and you can see the players coming from the academy like Jaden. You know, he played in the Champions League. It's been very, very good. It helped the club as well. So yeah, of course, all the coaching stuff. Of course, Unai has been experienced. He brought all the coaching stuff. Damian and Munshi been important to the club. So yeah, we are lucky to have someone like Unai.
What would success mean to Unai, Thomas, in the short term? Would it be a trophy? Would it be not finishing worse than 5th for the next few years, or to cement themselves as a top 4 team? What would mean success?
Well, I think he even said it himself. He wants to win a trophy. That's the next. So the first step was getting into Europe. He's achieved that, Conference League and then Champions League. And of course, maintaining that level of football and success and staying in the top 4 in the Premier League. But at the end of the day, it's about winning a trophy. And because he said it, I can only repeat it and say, yeah, that would be success for him and everybody here.
And Elmo, you talk about the players he has improved, and every single one of them he has. But one player who he's picked up, not really out of obscurity, but pretty much from the left field anyway, was Morgan Rogers, and the improvement he's been able to see in him. And we said earlier on when we were revealing the team lineup today, he is pretty much the first name that will be down on that.
Of course, you know, since he came to the club, he's been fantastic. You know, he started slowly. You know, of course, it's a big jump from the Championship to the Premier League, especially the way we play as well under the big manager. So it was a big jump for him, but he did very well, and he learned a lot, especially through this pre-season. He was a little bit injured at the end of the last season, so he used this very well, and he improved a lot. And you can see he's one of our best players. He's a magic man, I call him all the time. He just like, you know, he can put something, you know, out of your mind. It's just unbelievable. You know, the way he started the season, the way he improved as well. To be fair, you know, he started the season very well, but he didn't score goals. And after that, in the last few weeks, he started, you know, as a player, you need some luck. And you can see the goal against Fulham. He was lucky, but he tried. Like I said, you know, he's important to the players around him, like Oli Watkins as well. You can see how many assists he brought. The goal against Bologna for Duran, you know, the way he just composed himself and crossed the ball. So yeah, Morgan, I agree with you. He's one of our main players this season.
And he's still just got that extra little piece of the puzzle, Thomas, probably just to fit in. And he's already world class. So when that extra bit of the puzzle is finally realised by him, anything's achievable.
Well, it is. So he's now shown what he's capable of doing, and the next step for him is, you know, doing that week in, week out. With young players, that's always the challenge. First, you see what they can do, what the talent is, and then the next one is do it Saturday, do it Wednesday, Saturday, week in, week out. And to also know you've got Oli Watkins, you've got John Durant, Morgan Rogers, the next one that can score goals. And I'd say his work ethic, everything he puts in against Bologna is just unbelievable.
Now, the crucial point of the show, predictions time, and what you want to see from Villa and what to expect from Bournemouth as well, Elmo. So I'm going to throw this one to you first. What do you want to see today?
3-1.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going only 2 goals, Morgan 1 goal. So I said 1, but I hope for a clean sheet because I got him in my fantasy. So hopefully he can keep a clean sheet.
This is one thing, Thomas, that Elmo mentions every week that we have his fantasy league and who he has then in his team and exactly what points he wants to rack up. I don't know if you play it.
I don't.
No.
So your prediction was what? 3-1.
3-1.
Yeah.
3-1. We didn't speak beforehand, but that's exactly my prediction. I don't know. Maybe it's because, you know, last time they played here, Bournemouth, it was the same result. But it's just part of me thinks, you know, this is the score, and yeah, we're on the same one here.
Okay, so again, you're both on the same wavelength, but hopefully then with that clean sheet. Is that something, an element though, you would ideally like to look for from Villa, is just to keep that defence as tight as possible?
Well, of course, but you want everything. You want to score a lot of goals.
We do at this club. Unai demands it from us, so we want everything.
Of course, you want to have a clean sheet and you want to have everybody in a perfect moment. But no, overall it's about winning this game, you know, and that's why even if they concede 1 goal, I think people would be okay with it as long as it's 3 points.
I like the fact that you two have both gone bullish enough with your predictions. Not quite bullish to the point I want just yet, but we'll allow you that for now. Right, you are on co-commentary duty.
I am indeed, yep.
We had better let you go then because you have to get your skates on, but that's everything from us pitchside. So a big thank you to Elmo and to Thomas for all of your hard work as per usual. Big thank you to you at home for watching. Mark Regan will take over with commentary alongside Thomas. Enjoy the game.
Hey geezer,
All right, Oz.
Let's play Villa Park.
As long as I'm left wing.
Please, Lord, just let me play for the Villa.
Pass. Unai's high line practice. To your right. Forward to the right. Hold the line, Rob.
Unai, I've got this. I'm ready to play.
Who's that? Do you want me through the middle or on the left?
Sharon! Have you seen my Preds?
Number 11, the Prince of Darkness.
Who's that? The biggest frontman to ever come out of Birmingham.
This is the Emery Martinez Masterclass.
We go all the way next time. Up the Villa.
Up the Villa.
Up the Villa.
The Villa.
Up the Villa. Up the Villa. Up the Villa.
Aston Villa, after 13 years away, return to European football.
Come on, we've got our games to play.
Leo Bailey for Aston Villa. Begin. It's 1-0. Still walking. Oh, what a finish. What a fantastic finish.
Oi! Go and play up your own end.
Come on, love. Leave him alone.
Good afternoon, welcome to Villa TV, welcome to Villa Park beneath blue skies, sunshine, lovely